It feels a little bit like Monday in the sense that the big talking point, the Gold Coast Suns. Not far behind is the Melbourne Footy Club for very different reasons. And there was another reason to add to that, Damo. We've been speaking about Clayton Oliver 4 weeks now. This is, I think, pretty extraordinary vision out of training today.
Well, it's not usual practice, is it, for the cameras to be on this. Now, that's Selwyn Griffith, one of the high-performance staff members at Melbourne. You can make your own deductions on what is being exchanged there, but clearly there's an element of friction, obviously, and he's about to miss a 6th week of football.
I don't see an issue with this at all. Like, what workplace doesn't have a little bit of conflict? And football clubs are full of conflict, and that's what drives elite sport and elite athletes.
The difference is, Jimmy, is that most workplaces don't have their organisations with 100,000 members.
Yeah, but that's the most open environment to film a training session. They're out at Casey Fields or they're out at the Olympic Park precinct. That'd be going on at every single football club regarding players coming back.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah,
but that's the best player at that footy club.
Yeah,
and one of the best players.
I'm not arguing.
A 6th week of football when the club itself has been saying weekly he's about to play.
That's not the point I'm arguing. I just don't see the big deal in a strength and conditioning guy and a player who's incredibly driven to get back and play, and we know a competitive beast. We see the way he plays. He's having a bit of conflict with the fitness guy.
Because he's frustrated.
Yeah, it's frustrated.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't have an issue. There's no doubt about the 6 weeks and the ongoing nature of his injury.
No. It's not necessarily that there's the doubt. It is just becoming a bigger story by the week because they're going poorly without him. Yeah. They keep saying that he's going to play and he keeps missing.
But look, we're not to the bottom of what they're arguing about. Do you believe that he feels he should be able to play this week and they're not going to let him?
My understanding from speaking to people there today was that it was just frustration boiling over. Yeah. That he's doing a hamstring test. You would have done plenty of them, Lloyd. You would have done them in between the cones, trying to get to a certain speed.
Never ran fast enough. So I was right.
He couldn't do that, and he just wants to get out there and play footy. Yeah, and they're holding him back. You can understand why. Like they need him peaking. They need him and themselves peaking at the right time.
Sam, and they've lost Bailey Fritsch as well, which is he's just as important to what they do, Melbourne Footy Club. But I'm thinking, what do they do with that front half now? And I think Gawn and Petrarca. I'd go really radical and bold here and look to play them both in the forward line. So Gawn and Grundy, we all feel it's not working as well as I'd like. Petrarca is a fantastic midfielder, no Clayton Oliver, but could he be like a Dustin Martin to put some life into that forward line? So this is, for me, 5 goals from 75 inside 50s. Smith isn't going to change things for you. Ben Brown's not going to change things for you. I think if they continue doing what they're doing, they will finish 4th or they'll finish 5th. So I'm suggesting
isn't what we're seeing here now with the actual shots at goal, almost counter-arguing what you're suggesting, that those two men, this man here, Petrarca and Gawn, fill the now void in the forward line?
Yeah, they're not kicking well from an accurate perspective, but we'll hear Simon Goodwin shortly say we are practicing this more than we ever have. You're right, their accuracy isn't good, but for me, get Max Gawn 15 metres out from goal. Yeah. Put it on his head, give him easier shots. Maybe Petrarca's going midfield forward too often. Play him forward more where he's not as fatigued. Could that help the accuracy?
Do you agree with that? I mean, do you agree? Have they got the luxury of losing Petrarca out of a midfield that is already minus Clayton Oliver?
Yeah, I think getting the split closer to 50-50 and more coming out of the goal square, not being the high forward and being that one that you hit at the top of the square, and the same with Gawn. I agree with you, Lloydie. I don't think they've worked out what the split is with Grundy and Gawn. That's just my thinking when I watch Melbourne is I'd personally start Gawn at each bounce to start a quarter, 5-10 minutes, then he's the forward, and Grundy is the rotation off the bench.
My only point, Damo, is if they keep doing what they're doing, I don't think they can win it. So just for something radical or something different to try.
Have you got them a lock for the actual 8? Because I reckon there's a question mark on the 8, not just the top 4.
Yeah, I've got them a lock for the 8. Are you doubting that?
I think they've got a stretch of matches over the next month. Beginning with St Kilda.
You think they could miss the 8?
Have a look at the next month. St Kilda first up on the weekend. That's not a gimme. And I'm not giving them any game in the way they're playing at the moment. They haven't kicked 8 goals. They haven't kicked 8 goals in the past 4 weeks, or beyond 8 goals in the past 4 weeks.
The one argument against that, Damo, though, is that they've still got something elite, and that's their defence. They're the #1 ranked defence for scores against, and they still can shut opposition down. So that'll always keep you in games. Yep.